Okay, let's take a look at section 4 for the quadratic inequalities. Okay, I'm just going to go through question 1a, 2a, and 3a for demonstration. You're just going to do the exact same procedure. It's just that this time, the b squared minus 4ac becomes more complicated. Okay, let's go. So question 1a, find the range of values of h for which the equation in each of the following questions, okay, in this case, there's only one part, I'm just doing part A, shown has no real roots. Okay, so again, you just have to identify what's your A, your B, and your C. Now, usually questions won't give it to you so nicely. You won't be able to see it so nicely, but for introduction purposes, I designed a question that's easier to identify the A, B, and C. Sometimes you'll see something like k times k plus 2 x squared, and you have to expand this out. So it will become maybe not so complicated. Like for example, maybe k times k plus 2x, and then you have a plus 5 or something. Then you have to do b squared minus 4ac. But in this case, I hope you notice that the b is this guy, which is k squared plus 2k. Yeah, but okay, that's aside. That's not important. Let's just focus on the actual question. So b squared minus 4ac, we know that in this question, for no real roots, the b squared minus 4ac must be less than 0. So let's figure out what's b squared minus 4ac. 2 squared. Actually, you don't need brackets if it's a single term. There's only one single term, you don't need brackets. Minus 4 times a times c less than 0. What you'll notice is that 3h plus 2, 3h plus 2 repeat. So you can actually rewrite it as 3h plus 2 bracket square minus 4 in front, 2 squared, which is just a 4. So 4 minus 4 times 3h plus 2 bracket square. You need to remember these formulas. A plus b bracket square is a square plus 2ab plus b square. A minus b bracket square is a square minus 2ab plus b square. Last one is a square minus b square is a minus b times a plus b. In the future in AMAX, you will learn how to expand a plus b to the power of n. N is any positive integer. It's called binomial expansion. For AMAX, positive integer. Okay, I won't talk more about it, but just need to know these three for now. Okay, so how do you expand the 3h plus 2 bracket square? First, before I even continue, I notice there's a common factor 4, so I will divide by 4 on both sides. So I get 1 minus 1, don't need the 1 there. Less than 0 divided by 4 is just 0. Oh, divide by positive 4, do I need to flip the sign? Don't need. Okay, then I expand. So 1 minus bracket. Take note that a square here will be 3h bracket square, which is 3 square h square, which is 9h square. Plus 2 times 3 times 2 is 12h plus 2 square is a 4. Less than 0. Don't forget that there's a minus sign at the front. Distribute. So 1 minus 9h square minus 12h minus 4 less than 0. Simplify. I prefer positive coefficient for my quadratic, so I multiply by -1 on both sides of the inequality. 0 times -1 is just 0. Times the -1, flip the sign. Flip the sign. Okay, factor, divide throughout by 3. I am very lazy. I'm just going to use a calculator to help me to factorize. 3, 4, 1. And I get 3h plus 1 and h plus 1. Yeah, it seems to work. Okay, then you just draw the graph. Positive coefficient, that's why it's a happy face. The two roots are -1 and -1/3. Take note that the -1 is smaller than -1/3, so it should be on the left. if you rotate as negative 1/3 on the left and negative 1 on the right, the whole question is gone. Yeah, just be careful. Then you want more than 0. So you want these two branches and you focus on their shadow. So it must be, sorry, not K, it's H. H less than negative 1 or H more than negative 1/3. Okay, good. That is 1A. Let's move on to the next part. This is question 2B. Now this time it's exactly the same question. It's just that we change it to two distinct and real roots. Okay, so how do we do with this? Again, you identify your A, your B, and your C. So for, what is it? Two real and distinct roots. B squared minus 4AC must be strictly more than 0. So what do we get? B squared minus 4AC more than 0. 16 minus 4 times 4H. Okay, that's just a 16H. Bracket 3H plus 2. I'll multiply in later. 16 minus, let's see, negative times positive gives me negative. 16 times 3 gives me 48. Oops, 48. H times H gives me H squared. Right, H times H gives me H squared. Then we go to the next, expand the next term. Negative 16H times positive 2. Negative times positive gives me negative. Number times number gives me 32. 32. Don't forget the H over here. More than 0. I think I want to multiply throughout by negative 1. So I'll get 48H squared plus 32H minus 16. Less than 0 because I multiplied by negative 1. I think there's a common factor of 16 here. So I'll just divide by 16. Let's see, 48 divided by 16 is 3H squared. 32 divided by 16 is 2H. Negative 16 divided by 16 is negative 1, less than 0. 3H squared plus 2H minus 1. That seems familiar. Oh, wait, it's different. Never mind. Yeah, anyways, 3H squared plus 2H minus 1. I'll just use a calculator for this. 3, 2, and minus 1. I realize I can factorize as 3H minus 1 and H plus 1. Is it correct? Yeah, should be correct. Okay, less than 0. Then we just need to draw a graph again, the h-axis. Don't need to draw the y-axis. Yeah, positive coefficient, so you just draw a happy face curve. There are two roots. What are they? Negative 1 and positive 1/3. So negative 1 here, positive 1/3. Less than 0 means I want the bottom part, and I want the shadow. So answer is negative 1 less than h less than 1/3. Do you need to put the equal sign? Don't need, because the question doesn't have an equal sign. Okay, next. Question 3a. Exact same question, it's just that this time it talks about one root or two coincident roots, or you can also say equal roots. So identify your A, your B, and your C. So for equal roots, or you can also say one root only or two coincident roots, we'll say that B squared minus 4AC is equal to 0. So 2 squared minus 4AC equals to 0. 4 minus 4 times 2h minus 1 times 3h minus 1 equals to 0. I noticed that there's a 4 on both sides. Okay, let's say I didn't cancel it off. The numbers will get bigger, but it will still be solvable. So 4 minus, distribute the 4, then I get 8h minus 4 times 3h minus 1. 4 minus, distribute, so 8h times 3h, 24h squared. 8h times negative 1, negative 8h, minus 4 times 3h, minus 12h, minus 4 times minus 1, plus 4 equals 0. Combine like terms. I see minus 8h minus 12h becomes minus 20h. Don't forget the 24h squared in front and the plus 4 behind. Oh wait, there's also a minus sign that can go in. So it actually becomes 4 minus 24h squared plus 20h minus 4. equals to 0. Anything to cancel? Yes, 4 and minus 4 cancel off. You're left with minus 24h squared plus 20h equals to 0. I'm scared of minus sign, so I multiply by negative throughout. So I'll get 24h squared minus 20h equals to 0. Any common factors? Yes, I see that there's a common factor of 4. So I divide throughout by 4, I get 6h squared minus 5h equals 0. Any other common factors? Any other common factors? Yes, there's a h. So factor out the h, you get 6h minus 5. Then I can solve a positive coefficient for h squared, then it must be a happy figures. What are the two roots? 0 and 5/6 equals to 0. Oh, actually, I don't even need to draw this anymore, right? Because this is equality. I just need to solve for h. So h equals to 0 or h equals 5/6, and then we are done.